Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. I'm Jenny Taft with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. It is Friday. Guys, how are we doing?
Friday.
Yep.
Got big plans for the weekend.
Yeah,
I'm
such as
fueled.
what? Staying inside by yourself?
I might be having a one-man barbecue.
Really?
Yep, 4th of July cookout myself.
Is that right? Just you and the dogs in the backyard?
That's it.
And they'll eat more food than you eat?
They will.
Right.
And everybody smell like, what's going on over there?
All right.
How you doing today, bro? You good?
I'm just glad I'm not wearing that eagle green.
They looking good.
Shots fired. That color over there. I don't know about that one-man barbecue, Shannon, but have a great time. We have a lot to get to before the weekend, and I think we should begin by talking all things Cam Newton, because Cam has earned over $120 million during his 9-year career, not including endorsement money. So his 1-year, $1.75 million deal with the Patriots raised a few eyebrows. But Cam took to Instagram yesterday to explain why he would agree to a minimum deal. He said, quote, "It's not a lot of things money cannot buy, but amongst the top of that list of things, you would find respect as one of those. This is not about money for me. It's about respect." Shannon, do you agree with this point?
I do, to an extent, Skip, because sometimes people equate money to respect. Skip, if you remember when Brian Urlacher, his last year when he was going back and forth with the Bears, and the Bears offered him $2 million. He was thinking about going to the Cowboys. He says, I will play for the Cowboys for $2 million. I will not play for the Bears for $2 million, because I deem that a lack of respect. You see, it was kind of tied hand in hand. But I believe what Cam Newton is talking about in this situation is not the dollar figure, Skip. It's about, there are teams in the NFL, Chicago Bears, maybe the San Diego Chargers, maybe a few other teams, that Cam says, I'm better than your guys, and you didn't even give me a call.
They did not.
That's for me, Skip, this, I don't know, because I haven't talked to Cam or anybody close to Cam, but I'm surveying the landscape, and I'm looking around the 32 teams, and I know some have quarterbacks staunchly entrenched into a starting lineup. But when you navigate the league, Skip, and you look around, you're like, hold on. He better than what's in Chicago. He better than what they got at I said San Diego, excuse me. L.A. Chargers. He's better than those guys.
Yep.
There are a couple of other teams. Jacksonville. That Cam Newton is better than the quarterback that they got currently on the roster. And he said, y'all wouldn't even give me a call? Y'all wouldn't even ask me to ask me for an interview, to just pick up a Zoom? Okay, Skip, not Zoom is the new thing. Skip, you know, I've been Zooming lately. I've been doing a lot of Zoom. I feel important.
Have?
Yeah, I feel important
You
now.
have been zooming?
Yeah, I've been Zooming.
With the dogs? Or?
No. I've been so I feel important. I feel like a CEO or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe, for me, Skip, I believe that's what Cam is talking about. I believe he says, yeah, okay, yeah, I understand that. And we saw Richard Sherman make a post like, it's disrespectful that Cam Newton has to play for, one little over $1 million, given what he's been in the league, given his success in the league. But for me, Skip, when I just look at it and I step back, having played in this league for 14 years, Skip, he's absolutely right. You want to be respected. And sometimes money comes along with respect, because, Skip, we're going through that in Dallas. Your guys say, hold on, Dallas, y'all don't even respect me. Because if you respected me, you give me what I ask, because I've been playing for this little bit of money over the last 4 years and done great. I've done better than what you thought. But Dak is looking at it, his representative, Skip, is looking at it like a respect. But I don't believe that's what Cam is talking about in this situation, the money situation. I believe, because he believes there are 4 or 5 other teams that within the league that he's better than their starting quarterback, he's better than their backup quarterback, and you wouldn't even give me a call. So I believe that's the respect factor that he's talking about in this situation.
Okay. So my big picture takeaway from Cam's IG post of yesterday was, it hit me as profoundly sad. And I told you last Monday, just after we'd heard the news, Cam to Belichick.
Right.
I said, I'm not sure whether to offer congratulations or condolences. That's in part because of what's not left in the cupboard on offense in New England, number one. But number two, and maybe more important, how little money was paid to this man who it was just 5 years ago, won the MVP. He dominated this league. He terrorized this league. Got that team 15-1 to the Super Bowl. He did not play well in the Super Bowl. He played better than Peyton did, but he did not play well. The Denver defense took the game over, but he still got to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
In a fairly short time, we went from that to this. and I'm going to read these figures one more time because I get what he's saying about it's like money can't buy happiness, and he's saying money can't buy respect either. But in the end, your salary can pay you respect. Obviously, it's the ultimate measuring stick in this society, right?
It is.
It's how we measure the respect that your employer gives you is by your salary in the end. Not always, but mostly. So Bill Belichick got away with paying him by waiting it out and letting the entire league reject Cam Newton, former MVP. But he got away with paying him the bare rock bottom minimum for a man a player of this
that many
veteran.
years in the league.
Yes. Okay. It's barely $1 million. Only about half of it is even guaranteed. It's $550,000 is guaranteed. So I told you I tried to put this in perspective. That's the 908th highest salary in the whole National Football League. There are 907 higher paid players in the league. And it's the 58th highest paid quarterback salary in the league. This is Cam Newton we're talking about. And I know he has struggled because he's been beat all to hell. We talked about how he died for the cause for the Carolina Panthers. But still, despite a shoulder surgery and despite a Liz Frank surgery on his foot, he's 31 years of age, which ain't too old.
Right.
A lot of quarterbacks, I mean, we got one that's about to be 43 in Tampa, but a lot of quarterbacks are entering their prime just right about now.
Right.
So if he's healthy and you got away with paying him barely $1 million, that's just not right, right? And then I reflect back on Jenny's favorite quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Just 2 years ago, he went to the Vikings for 3 years at $84 million. Now, think about this. And it was all guaranteed.
All.
And he just got extended. But just take his initial Minnesota contract, $84 million guaranteed. Cam just got guaranteed $550,000. What? Okay, so this comes across to me as a Cam Newton who is such a proud man. He's got such a huge aura and charisma and personality. And it just got stomped on by the National Football League, and it crushed him. And this came across as it's saying, I'm going to win back my respect. I don't think he got paid a lot of respect by Bill Belichick. No. But if, in fact, he's going to get the opportunity to win the starting job, and we're not even completely sure about that.
Right.
But if he's at least given the opportunity, then he can win back tons of respect because he does have the ultimate opportunity in that it's the ultimate challenge.
Right.
You get to go to New England to replace the GOAT, the man who won or got to, let's just say, put it this way, he got to 9 Super Bowls in the last 20 years. Is that not the ultimate challenge to step into those shoes? And yet I told you on Monday, there are just a handful of humans capable of bearing up under that challenge.
Right.
This man is definitely one of those.
Agreed.
So even though his pride got stepped on, and back to your fact, this league rejected him, roundly rejected him, and it even came down to one of 3 African-American coaches who coached the not San Diego, but Los Angeles Chargers, a guy you played with named Anthony Lynn.
Good friend of mine.
And I don't know how much actual decision-making input Coach Lynn has in the bigger structure of the Chargers.
Right.
Probably some, but not final say.
Right.
But even that team, coached by that man, said no when all they had was Tyrod Taylor. And I respect his game because he did get Buffalo to the playoffs one year and lost a 6-3 playoff game at Jacksonville.
Yep.
Okay, but he's pretty good.
Right.
But he's not Cam Newton.
Right.
And then they go out in the draft and they take a guy 6th overall. Neither you nor I think that much of.
No.
We are not sold on Justin Herbert.
No.
Because if you're saying Justin Herbert, Cam Newton, Justin Herbert,
take Cam.
Stop it. Really? I mean, you love Tua. Maybe if you're going Tua versus Cam, you're saying, okay, long term, long haul.
Right.
You know, we could go on and on about that. But the point is that they took Justin Herbert over Cam Newton, and probably sooner than later, he'll be in their starting lineup.
Right.
Maybe at mid-year. I don't know. Maybe he'll start game 1 for all I know. Okay? So that team moving into SoFi Stadium, needing a marquee draw. And whatever you want to say about Cam Newton, there's one thing for sure you cannot take away from him. He is box office.
Yep.
Big box office, because he's fun to, what did Randy Moss say? It drove me crazy just because I respect Brady so much. But Randy Moss says, you're going to see the fun brought back into that Patriot offense. It's going to be so much more fun to watch than it used to be. Okay, if I give Randy that much, I still can't see how it's more fun than 9 Super Bowls in 20 years, but that's a whole nother issue.
Right.
But if it's that much fun to watch Cam play football, how can he not be a lightning rod draw going into what's it, $1 billion stadium? It's several billion, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's about to have a grand opening. What if you put that man's name on
SoFi.
the
SoFi. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay, so why wouldn't you put that man's name on the marquee?
100-yard jumbotron.
Okay, 100-yard jumbotron, and Cam could just fill it up.
Yes.
Because as we know, everybody who plays him says, they always say, you can't believe how huge he is.
You can't.
6'5", 2, I don't know, he looks like he's